Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Senior Day at Elmhurst College for the women's basketball program. It's our pleasure to introduce senior members of the team. We will start today with number 15, Hannah Henderson. Hannah is a 4-year letter winner for the Blue Jays while playing guard. Over the course of her career, she has played in 73 games, including 27 as a starter. She has career totals of 376 points, 239 rebounds, 150 assists, 17 blocks, and 118 steals. A graduate of Stagg High School, she is accompanied by her parents, Karen and Don Henderson, and her brother, Jordan. Again, Henderson. Next up, number 21, Kayla Jones. Kayla is a 4-year letter winner for the Blue Jays who has played in 95 games, including 47 as a starter. She earned third-team All-Conference honors as a sophomore and second-team All-CCIW honors last season. For her career, she has totaled 807 points, 341 rebounds, 158 assists, 39 blocks, and 84 steals. Her 104 three-pointers ranks 4th all-time in Elmhurst history, while her 35% shooting average ranks 5th in three-pointers. A graduate of Maple Grove High School in Minnesota, she is accompanied by her parents, Sherry and Mel Jones. Kayla Jones. Next up, the Blue Jays student manager, Michaela Keeling. Michaela is in her 4th season with the Blue Jays. After playing on the squad for 2 seasons, injuries forced her to the role of student manager. She's a graduate of Clarenceville High School and accompanied by her dad, Max, and her friend, Benjamin Watts. Again, Michaela Keeling. Number 24, Jasmine Bailey. Jasmine is a 4-year letter winner for Elmhurst at guard. In her career, she's played in 51 contests, including 12 as a starter. She has career totals of 336 points, 71 rebounds, 60 assists, and 24 steals. Named the CCIW Player of the Week this season, she has hit 59 three-pointers this year, 3rd highest single-season total in Elmhurst history. Her 89 three-pointers for her career is the 7th highest total in Elmhurst history. A graduate of Ottawa High School, she is accompanied by her parents, Julia and Tim Bailey, and her brother, Casey. Number 32, Michaela Epper. Michaela is a 4-year letter winner and starter at forward for the Blue Jays. She started every game for the Blue Jays over the past 4 seasons and is a 3-time All-CCIW honoree, including a first-team selection the past 2 seasons. She was also named the CCIW's Newcomer of the Year as a freshman and earned 13 academic All-America honors from D3Hoops.com and first-team COSIDA Academic All-America accolades last season. A 9-time CCIW Player of the Week for her career, Michaela has career totals of 1,760 points, 991 rebounds, 207 assists, 48 blocks, and 145 steals. Her name is etched throughout the Elmhurst record book as she is currently ranked 3rd all-time in points scored and 2nd in career rebounds. She is 9 rebounds shy of becoming just the 2nd person in Elmhurst history to total 1,000 points and 1,000 rebounds for her career. She also ranks 4th in field goals made with 676, 2nd in field goal percentage at 55%, and is Elmhurst's all-time leader in free throws made at 394. A graduate of Cherry Creek High School in Colorado, she's accompanied by her parents Marin and Paul, and her sisters Tate and Barrett. Michaela Epper.
something has to give today as two hot teams square off at R.A. Faganell Hall. This afternoon, the Elmhurst College Blue Jays, winners of 4 of their last 5 games, play host to the Carthage College Lady Reds, who have won 7 of their last 8. Thanks for joining us here on Blue Jay TV, everyone. I'm Jason Doro. Both these teams rank in the top 4 of the CCIW. Elmhurst is 8-5 in conference play, while Carthage is 8-4. So we are bound for a good one this afternoon. Let's hit the starting lineups really quick here. For Elmhurst, they'll start Kelly Wyrick at point guard, a freshman out of Arlington Heights. Lisa Logan joins her in the backcourt, a junior guard from Aurora. Then it's Kayla Jones, a senior from Maple Grove, Minnesota. Jasmine Bailey, a senior guard out of Ottawa, Illinois. And then down in the post, it'll be Michaela Eppert, a senior guard slash forward. She can really do it all, play on the outside, on the inside. She's from Edgewood, Colorado. Here we're getting the Carthage College starting line. So let's go over to that side now and hit their starting 5 as well. In the backcourt, Sammy Woodward, a sophomore guard out of Franksville, Wisconsin. She averages about 7 points per game, joined by Maddie Kalber, and she can really fill it up. 15 points per game for her. She had 28 points the last time these two teams squared off in the middle of January. Kalber, a sophomore guard out of Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin. Also in the backcourt, Morgan Harris, a senior guard from Arlington Heights, Illinois. Bailey Gilbert, a junior guard from Sycamore, Illinois. And then in the front court, Rachel Szymanowski, a junior forward. We'll take it down to the floor now for the Elmhurst starting lineups, announced by the PA announcer here at R.A. Faganell Hall.
5'8" senior number 15, Hannah Henderson. 5'9" senior number 21, Kayla Jones. 5'6" senior number 24, Jasmine Bailey. And 5'11" senior number 32, Russell and Jeff Vaughn. Elmhurst enters today's contest with a record of 12.
And those are your starting lineups, and we're getting set for basketball here in the western suburbs of Chicago. CCIW action about to get underway. If you're just joining us, we'll also mention it is senior day here at R.A. Faganell Hall for these Blue Jays. 4 different seniors that are on the team right now, plus 1 manager being honored this afternoon. The Blue Jays do have 1 more home game, but they chose to do the senior day ceremonies here. Since it's a weekend, more parents can get out here and celebrate these seniors. That final home game will be February 20th, Tuesday, February 20th, against Illinois Wesleyan. There's also 1 game in between now and then at North Park next Wednesday, the 14th, at North Park in Chicago. 3 of those 4 seniors are in the lineup tonight. Kayla Jones, Jasmine Bailey, Michaela Eppert all getting the nod, and we're sure to see Hannah Henderson off the bench as well. So all 4 seniors looking for a victory here on senior day, and potentially to move Elmhurst to 13-10 on the season and 9-5 in CCIW play. Again, 2 very hot teams here today squaring off. Carthage has won 7 of their last 8. Elmhurst has taken 4 of their last 5. And we'll see what these 2 teams have today at R.A. Faganell Hall. Elmhurst wins the tip, and we're underway. It's Wyrick playing point, and they swing it around near side for Jones, one of those 4 seniors. Into Eppert on the block. Left-handed shot. Rattles around, no good, but an offensive board and an extra possession for the Blue Jays. Expect Elmhurst to really force-feed Eppert. She's averaging a double-double. Left side 3 on the way, and good from Jasmine Bailey. Bailey can fill it up from deep. She's shooting 39% on her 3-point shots this year, averaging more than 10 points per game. Far side three for Carthage, and that's good as well. It's Maddie Kalber. Kalber had 28 points the last time these two teams met. That was back Saturday, January 13th, a 71-67 victory for Carthage in overtime in Kenosha. Jones off a screen, flicks it outside. Now Eppert on the block, finishes the and one. The little bump in the back drew the whistle. Here's another look. Eppert collecting on the block, and good job to finish with the left hand on the left side. The free throw is good as well, and Elmhurst goes up 3. The foul was on Rachel Sidlowski, by the way. She picks up her first, the first foul of this contest. Stripped away. It's Bailey in transition. Quadruple teamed in the paint, and she'll fling it out for Jones for 3. Swish! Kayla Jones, who poured in 17 last time Elmhurst took on Carthage, hits that 3, and it's a 6-point edge. Harris loses her balance, has to bounce it out. Kalber with a head fake, and she'll finish in the paint. A little 10-foot jumper. Looks like Kalber has some really smooth handles. Can dribble the basketball and shoot off the bounce. Logan left open for 3. She squares up and knocks it down. Elmhurst is pure from deep so far. 3 of 3 on their trays, and they lead by 7. Near side, Harris picks it up. Sidlowski, a nice left-handed move and finish. The lone forward in the starting lineup for the Lady Reds, a 5'10" junior out of Genoa City, Wisconsin. Cross-court pass for Logan. Can't hit from the same spot. Kalber brings it down. Harris, double teamed in the corner. Dribbles back middle, floats it up with the left, no good. The rebound snared by Wyrick. Wyrick, a pesky point guard, just 5'5", but plays much bigger. 3 from Bailey clangs off. The Blue Jays definitely a little bit trigger happy here. They've taken 7 shots, 5 of them have been threes. Far side Woodward. She'll try a 3 and nail it. Both these teams connecting from deep. In the first contest between these two teams this season, Elmhurst was 4 of 20 on their 3-point attempts. They're looking much better today. Here's an extra possession for the Blue Jays. Jones dribbles inside. Out for Logan, now Wyrick. Eppert's got space in the middle. Rips through and finishes it off. Another and one for the senior out of Edgewood, Colorado. Take another look. Keeps her balance, and then great touch with the left hand. She's just as happy to go to her left as she is to go to her right. Eppert has 5 points now today on 2 of 3 shooting. A 3-time All-Conference honoree and 2-time All-Region selection. Was an All-American and a finalist for the Jostens Trophy for the National Player of the Year last season. Six points now for Eppert and a 5-point Elmhurst edge. Gilbert, crossover dribble. Fires it outside. Gets it back in the corner and chucks up a 3, and it slips in. We are less than 5 minutes in. and we've already seen a total of 6 made three-pointers. We were on pace for a high-scoring affair. Wyrick has some space to operate here on the left side. She'll work off a Eppard screen and then miss the three a little bit long. Elmhurst 12-10 entering this ball game. Carthage 15-6, just a hair better in conference play. 8-4 to Elmhurst 8-5. Harris weaving through. Now this is Morgan Vukovic, who entered just moments ago. Julia Madrid is up off the bench for Elmhurst now and waiting at the scorer's table. Shot clock dwindling away. Kalber has to force it up. Offensive rebound for the Lady Reds. That was Harris creating the extra possession. And there's a fresh shot clock for the Lady Reds, trailing by a deuce. Dribble drive to the baseline from Gilbert. Able to get it to Vukovic, who draws the foul. That's a tricky pass around two defenders. And it may have deflected off a Blue Jay leg. Nonetheless, it got to Vukovic, who's at the stripe now for two. She shoots 80% from the free throw line on the year, and she hits number one. As Julia Madrid enters, replacing Jasmine Bailey. Vukovic is a senior center from the state of Wisconsin. She scores 3 points per game, almost 2 boards per contest. And she's true on the second free throw as well. So we're tied up here. Elmhurst is led by as much as 7. And there's another bucket for the Blue Jays. Let's take another look. Eppard again sealing her defender near the bucket and drawing the and one. That's 3 for her already today. 3 and ones. On both of the prior two, she hit the free throw. And she's consistent. 9 points now for the senior and All-American. Sidlowski. Long three up, no good. Rebounded by Eppard. Poked away, though, by Harris. Some heady play, and it's tied up underneath. Harris is a chippy player. She's just 5'5", but she averages almost 10 rebounds per game. That's the sign of a smart player and one who's not scared to get physical on the boards. Another whistle before we restart play here. And the officials head to the scorer's table. The Lady Reds are coached by Tim Bernero in his 15th year as the head coach at Carthage College. And we have a foul on the inbounds play. The foul goes on Lisa Logan. She picks up her first. Bernero is the winningest women's basketball coach in Carthage College history. Has won almost 65% of his games with the Lady Reds. Entered the season ranked 5th on the all-time CCIW wins list. 3 on the way, a little bit short. Rebound brought down by Eppard. Logan tosses it near side for Jones, who tries a 3. Offensive rebound for Madrid. She's left all alone and lays it in. A short 5-0 run for the Blue Jays, and they're back up by 5. Harris triggers a 3. That's an air ball. Wyrick pushes up to Eppard. Double teamed on the right block. Wyrick a long three. A little too strong. Rebound for Vukovic. Vukovic primarily in the game because Rachel Sidlowski, the junior forward for Carthage, already has 2 fouls. Pull-up jumper there from Kalber, and she connects. She definitely likes to pull up off the dribble. Moving to her left, a right-handed shooter, that's definitely the traditional move. 7 points for her now on 3 of 5 shooting. Not enough height on that entry pass, but Eppard is able to collect it eventually. She misses the left-handed hook, and there's a whistle on the rebound. It looks like this will be against Elmhurst. Take a look at the replay. Eppard missing that layup and then picking up the foul too. Bumping into Vukovic on the board. So Eppard takes a seat with 2 fouls in this game. Madrid will assume the center position and square off against Vukovic. This is Harris. Picks it up on the baseline. Cross-court pass hits off the foot of Bailey. That pass just didn't have enough mustard on it. Still Carthage ball. Nice behind the back dribble by Harris. Flings it off for Vukovic. Her 12-footer. Good. Vukovic has a little bit of range. We noted that she shoots 80% at the free throw line. So she can pull her defender out to 15 feet. This is Madrid from 15 feet. Rattles around and it drops. That's the home court roll you look for. A 3-point lead for the Blue Jays. Kalis a 3, nothing but net. Kalis hits 36% of her 3-point attempts this season. Averages almost 10 points per game in over 23 minutes. Wyrick a 3 now. Bangs it off the backboard, but it's tracked down by Lisa Logan. We keep it on this end in a high-scoring first quarter. 22 points apiece. The spin, the shot from Logan, and she hits. Great balance, leaning away inside the paint. Logan has 5 points on 2 of 3 shooting. Carthage looking to tie it up before the end of the first quarter, and that will be called a jump. Kalber didn't see the second defender coming, and it was tied up. 6 seconds and change before the end of the first period. Wyrick will push for the Blue Jays. Not much space, off to Jones, who tosses up a tray and clangs it off. Some very hot shooting in the early going at R.A. Faganell Hall, and we conclude the first quarter with Elmhurst up by a deuce, 24-22. Well, the Blue Jays were 3 of 3 on their first 3 attempts from downtown. They are now 3 of 11, so they've gone a little bit cold, 0 for their last 8. Nonetheless, a great offensive first period for Tevny Carrillo's squad. Carrillo's coming off a 19-7 season, in which she went 11-5 in CCIW play. The Blue Jays finished 3rd in the conference. This year, they're not going to match that mark, but they're still 12-10. They're 8-5 in CCIW play, and they're 7-3 here at home. They've played very well at R.A. Faganell Hall. The only thing is Carthage is almost as good on the road. The Lady Reds are 7-4 in true road games, 2-1 in neutral site games, 15-6 on the year. These two teams 3rd and 4th in the CCIW standings. Carthage at 8-4, Elmhurst at 8-5, just behind them. Again, thanks for joining us here on Blue Jay TV for Afternoon Hoops. I'm Jason Doro. The producer and director is Glenn Liljeberg. And we're bound for a good day of basketball. After this one, we'll have the Carthage and Elmhurst men's teams in game number 2. The Blue Jays men's squad sits at 11-11, 4-9 in CCIW play, while the Carthage College men are 12-9, 7-5 in conference action. We roll along, period number 2 underway now. Kalber, nice pass to Vukovic, inside, right-handed finish. Vukovic high off the glass. Definitely some good touch in the lane. Loose ball on the near side, and it drops out of bounds. The Blue Jays turn it over. Let's see what Tim Bernero drew up during the first quarter break. Kalber defended tightly and still scores. She's got 9 points, has made 2/3 of her shots, 4 of 6 from the field. And she's not scared to shoot, even with a defender in her face, not at all. Wyrick, left-handed handoff for Jones, who travels. Back-to-back turnovers committed by the Blue Jays. Not exactly what Tethny Carrillo wanted to start the second period. Senior day here at R.A. Faganell Hall. 4 different Blue Jays honored in this final stretch of their basketball careers here at Elmhurst. Vukovic at the elbow, picks it up after just one dribble. Now Kalis, tight crossover into the lane, forces it up with the right and tosses it out of bounds. It tipped off a Blue Jay though, so we will stay on this end with 9 seconds left on the shot clock. Harris is the trigger from the baseline. Fires it out for Kalber. Head fake, pull-up jumper from 10 feet. A little bit short, rebounded by Wyrick. The Blue Jay point guard snaring a rebound. Bailey gets it off to Madrid. Michaela Eppard still on the bench for Elmhurst with 2 fouls. On the other side, Rachel Sidlowski's on the bench with a pair of fouls as well. The primary post for each of these squads out of the game. Here's Jones, hits the 3. Jones has a pair of trays now. She's taken 5 shots, all of them 3-pointers. 6 points for her in the contest. Back and forth, these two teams go in the first couple quarters. Vukovic puts it on the deck. Nice move, up with the right, rolls around, doesn't get the roll, and there's a foul on the rebound. Here's the replay. Very long time that the ball hung on the rim. The foul goes on Morgan Harris. She picks the first foul of the period. Several subs here for Carthage. Maggie Berrigan seeing her first minutes. Bailey Gilbert is back in the game as well. Elmhurst winners of 4 of their last 5. Carthage a little bit better. They've taken 7 of their last 8. Madrid loses it, and it's picked up by the Lady Reds. In transition, right-handed shot from Gilbert, but they call the charge. Wyrick getting in position here. You see her on the block, bowled over by Gilbert, and the Blue Jays get the call. It's the first personal foul on Gilbert. 2 team fouls on the Lady Reds in this quarter. Far side Jones. She's got 6 in this contest. A swarm of defenders poke it away from Madrid. Elmhurst gets it back. And there's a foul on the shot. This was Marissa Urso collecting on the block and shooting and getting the whistle. The foul is issued to Autumn Kalis. She picks up her first. Tim Bernero will chat with the official on the far side. Definitely not pleased by that last call as Urso hits the free throw. Urso had shot just 6 free throws on the season before that last shot, and she had made 4 of them. Plays right around 8 minutes per contest. Definitely does not get a lot of run for these Blue Jays. Misses free throw number 2, boarded by Berrigan. Harris, coast to coast, and the whistle. The hoop and the harm for the senior guard out of Arlington Heights. There's another look. Yeah, fist pump. Both these teams fired up on Saturday afternoon. And she connects on the free throw as well. Carthage up by 1. They have not led by more than 2 points in this contest. Elmhurst had an early 12-5 lead. Bounce pass to O'Donnell on the block, who finishes it off. She lost it for a second, picked it back up, and put it away. O'Donnell, just a freshman from New Lenox, Illinois. Tethny Carrillo definitely dipping into the bench here with Eppard sitting with 2 fouls. Urso hesitates, gives to Bailey, into O'Donnell, picks it up, and it's tied up. The arrow points to the Blue Jays. And here comes Maddie Kalber after just a short rest. Carthage knows they need her on the court. She averages almost 16 points per game, plays roughly 30 minutes a contest, and shoots over 41% from the field. Bailey to the baseline, cut off there. The Blue Jays swing it back around with 7 to shoot. Jones, she's hit a couple threes in this game. Lines that one up and misses a tad long. The 3rd and 4th ranked teams in the CCIW squaring off here today, and there's a whistle on that 3-point shot. One of the cardinal rules of basketball: don't foul a jump shooter, and the Blue Jays broke it there. Just a little bit of a bump from Urso. Running into Sammy Woodward. Woodward has been semi-quiet so far. 3 points on 1 of 2 shooting. Her first free throw up and good. She's a sophomore guard out of Franksville, Wisconsin, who shoots almost 90% at the free throw line and almost 36% on her threes, and she's been money on the first 2. Lisa Logan re-enters for the Blue Jays, replacing Kelly Wyrick. All 3 are good for Sammy Woodward. Carthage leads by a deuce. Lisa Logan plays point now for the Blue Jays with Wyrick on the bench. Jones fires near side for O'Donnell, who puts it up a little bit too strong. Boarded by the Lady Reds. Kalis will bring it up herself and draw the foul. A chippy second quarter underway at R.A. Faganell Hall. Morgan Vukovic back up off the bench, replacing Maggie Berrigan. Both Rachel Sidlowski and Michaela Eppard remain on the bench, the primary post players for these teams respectively. Vukovic, a head fake, right-handed shot, good. Carthage has their largest lead of the afternoon, and Tethny Carrillo calls timeout. It took a little while for the Lady Reds to get going, but now the offense is firing on all cylinders. The Lady Reds are shooting almost 55% from the floor, and they're 4 of 10 on their three-pointers. They now lead by 4. Kalber is the leading scorer for the Lady Reds so far. 9 points for her on 4 of 7 shooting. Sammy Woodward has 6. Vukovic has 8. Then a trio of different Lady Reds have 3 points each. For the Blue Jays so far, Eppert has 9 points, but she remains on the bench. She's been there for what's got to be almost 10 minutes. She has 2 fouls on the afternoon, as does Marissa Urso. Jones has 6, Logan has 5, Madrid has 4 for the Blue Jays. The offense has been fairly spread out, especially with Eppert on the bench. Jones, a straightaway 3, again that home court roll helps out the Blue Jays, who are now 5 of 14 on their 3-point shots. Jones has 9 points, 3 of 7 from the field, 3 of 7 from deep. The senior from Maple Grove, Minnesota, shooting exclusively 3s today. That's Autumn Kalis. Sophomore guard from Wilmette, went to New Trier High School. Went a little bit north to Kenosha for her college ball. O'Donnell inside. Bangs it off the glass and in. The freshman contributing in quarter number 2. Kalis draws the foul on the left-handed shot. And it's Urso picking up her 3rd. 14 fouls against Elmhurst now in the quarter. Kalis with 6 points, misses free throw number 1. She plans to major in criminal justice. She was honorable mention All-State in Illinois as a senior in high school. Had 7 points on 2 of 10 shooting the last time these two teams squared off. Having a better game so far today, as she has already matched that point total with 7 this afternoon. Let's see if Tethny Carrillo's squad can get it back going. O'Donnell off the glass and good. Good touch from the freshman. This could be a career game for her. It is just her first season, but she's seeing a lot of run with Eppert on the bench. 6 points now for O'Donnell. Kalis, bounce pass into Vukovic, who loses the rock, but she was fouled by Wyrick. And it looks like they called this a shooting foul. Wyrick stripped it away, but must have caught some of Vukovic's arm. It's the first foul of the afternoon for Wyrick. The 5th foul against the Blue Jay team in the quarter, so Carthage will be in the bonus the rest of the way this period. Vukovic now has 9 points after hitting that free throw. The senior center plays right around 10 minutes per game. Misses free throw number 2. Wyrick looking to push up to Logan. Floats it out for Jones. Bounce pass into O'Donnell. They've been feeding her inside with Eppert on the bench. This time it's a turnover. 4 turnovers committed by Elmhurst in the contest. Kalber, left-handed dribble, plenty of space, and she kisses it off the glass and in. Kalber is into double figures with 11. Trying to match the 28 points she put up when Carthage beat Elmhurst on January 13th. That game went into overtime. So you know this one should be tight as well down the stretch. Logan to the baseline, picks it up. Now O'Donnell a three. Rims off. Carthage scored the first 10 points in that game back on January 13th. Elmhurst clawed back into it, and Kelly Wyrick hit a three-pointer in the final seconds of regulation to send it to overtime. An errant pass there from Vukovic gives the ball back to Elmhurst. O'Donnell jogs off to the bench, replaced by Julia Madrid. And Michaela Eppard remains seated. Madrid, left-handed shot off the glass, won't go. A little fast break for the Lady Reds, and it's Morgan Harris finishing. Harris has 5 points, 4 rebounds. Last year, she led the CCIW with 5.5 assists per game. She also led the Lady Reds with over 7 rebounds per contest. Sharp pass from Jones, but Madrid couldn't score. And Tim Bernero decides to slow his team down for a second, calling timeout with less than 90 seconds before halftime. We haven't seen very many timeouts in this one. Both coaches satisfied with their respective teams' play. And offensively, that definitely has to be true. 80 points, we're not even to halftime yet. The last time these two teams squared off, the final score was 71-67, and they're definitely on pace for more than that today. Carthage is shooting 60% from the floor. Elmhurst is almost at 58%. They're 14 of 29 from the field. And the Lady Reds have been shooting extremely well from deep, 5 of 11 on their three-point shots. They're out-rebounding the Blue Jays by 4. And part of the reason that the Blue Jays were able to climb back when these two teams played in Kenosha is because they dominated the rebounding margin. They won it 48-33, but still fell in the contest in overtime. Another quick pause before we resume play. Thanks again for joining us on Blue Jay TV. This game number 1 of our doubleheader. The Carthage and Elmhurst men's teams will play just about a half hour after this one wraps up. A spread out attack for the Lady Reds has them up by 6. That's the largest lead that Carthage has held today. Elmhurst led by 7 in the early going, 12-5. Here's Maddie Kalber. Left-handed dribble, triple teamed on the block and still scores. That's turning into a theme today. Even when the double comes, Kalber has been too good. Great touch from 15 feet and within. Logan forces it inside, and an underhanded scoop shot goes. Logan has 5 points. A solid afternoon for her so far, and now another whistle against Kelly Wyrick. She can't believe it. She picks up her second. And there are less than 40 seconds before halftime, but Tethny Carrillo might sub out Wyrick here so she doesn't pick up her third. Harris misses the first free throw, and yep, Wyrick will head off to the bench, replaced by Georgia Garvey, the sophomore out of Gold Coast, Australia. Harris with 5 points today. At the stripe, she shoots 72%, and she hits that one. Carthage leads by 7. Inside Madrid, she trips and drops the basketball out of bounds. And now the shot clock will be turned off for Carthage, who can hold for the last shot before halftime. The Blue Jays came out guns blazing. A hot start, they went up 12-5. It's been mostly Lady Reds since then. Calbert for three, too strong. Rebound for the Blue Jays. One more chance for them before halftime. Here's Logan off to Bailey, left open for three. It spins out. One shot for the Blue Jays before halftime does not fall, and we go to the break with Carthage up by 7. Elmhurst led by 7 in the early going. Since then, Carthage on a 31-27 run. And we head to the break with those Lady Reds up 46-39. When we come back, half number 2 from R.A. Faganell Hall. Don't go anywhere.
Why do I go to Elmhurst College?
I'm close to everything.
I need a great school at a great price.
I'm learning about myself and my role in the world.
I love a challenge.
I'm dreaming big.
But feel totally at home. I want an education with meaning.
I want to be a champion for others. I made connections for life.
I'm ready for the real world. Why do I go to Elmhurst College?
To reach my full potential.
Coming here as a Division III player, you're coming here to get your degree. We have some players that go on to be professional athletes. They've gone overseas, but that's not the norm. Our players are coming, they're finishing their playing careers here. And so whenever they're done, they're being prepared in something else other than just basketball. So for us, that's the student-athlete model. You come in, you're working hard. Our players put in as much time as a Division I player does, but it's because they want to be there. I know that from motivating our players, if they're coming to practice, I know that they're working hard because it's out of them, not just because we've got a dollar sign, they have to do it, this is how they have to stay in school. They don't have to be there. They're there because they're motivated to, they want to be a good team, they want to be a good player, and there's something that's special about that experience to me, coaching that player.
Elmhurst College is much more than buildings, courses, and credits. It's a supportive community of individuals who are committed to helping you reach your full potential. But don't take my word for it.
I visited a lot of schools, but when I came here, it was just like, I'm home.
As soon as I walked on campus, I felt like I could dive right in and get involved.
Getting involved is easy, especially in class. The average class here has just 17 students.
Every faculty and staff here just wants me to succeed.
I can go up to them and it's not just office hours. Like, I'm here from 10:30 to 11:30. It's actually like, whenever you need help, my door's open.
There's a real connection that takes place. I'm frequently asked, what do I teach? I never say music. I teach people. Music's the vehicle.
It was great to see that rather than just teaching textbook material, they're actually giving you some industry insight.
I'm a vocalist. I'm out in the clubs performing. I'm touring in Europe and performing. So they see how their life can transition into that.
A lot of my friends from other universities, they don't get to be a part of undergraduate research, professional development at such an early stage.
They're truly there to help you and to build you and to make sure that you are amazing.
And at Elmhurst, you can be amazing all around, including on the field. Football is just one of 20 Division III sports.
We went straight to the Final Four of the nation, and that was a great way to come in and start off the season.
They're there because they're motivated to, they want to be a good team, they want to be a good player.
Wrestling wasn't my life. I was able to go out and do a lot of different activities and get involved on campus.
We are allowed to be students and we can be involved in a lot of other things.
How do you want to get involved? You'll have your choice at Elmhurst.
Our campus has over 100 clubs and organizations.
Whatever you want to do, there's something here for you to do. Concert choir, the Wind Ensemble, gospel choir.
Habitat for Humanity, Global Poverty Club.
I'm an orientation student leader, SGA, Best Buddies.
Greek life at Elmhurst College is really focused on leadership and discovering who you really are.
To be part of all these different organizations and get to know all these amazing
Amazing people is why I love Elmhurst.
You can also get to know the world beyond the campus. Elmhurst offers study abroad opportunities in 44 countries.
I studied abroad in Granada,
Holland, Germany, El Salvador,
Israel and Palestine,
Costa Rica,
Czech Republic.
Back at home, you'll enjoy all the advantages of our great location. Downtown Elmhurst is just a short walk from campus, and the Metro train will take you to the world-class city of Chicago in just 30 minutes. When it comes to career preparation, we've got you covered. Elmhurst will connect you with the people and the experiences you need to reach your full potential.
Elmhurst allows you to grow into the knowing, and I appreciate that there's a journey that we encourage. It's not just in one program or one department, it's threaded throughout everything that we do.
Elmhurst College pushes you to truly find who you are as a person and as a professional.
They will make sure no matter what your interests are, what your career path is, that there's going to be a resource on campus that is going to help you find that potential and then reach it.
If I had to say why Elmhurst would be the best option for nursing education, I would say because you don't have to be big to be the best. We have all of the student services, we have all the educational services, the excellent curriculum and faculty, so we're not big, but we are the best. We have a state-of-the-art simulation center, and I have seen many sim centers across the nation, and this one is truly, truly remarkable.
The professors there encourage us to make mistakes because it is simulation and they want us to learn from our mistakes.
Going to the sim lab that's actually in Elmhurst Memorial Hospital, it's really, really cool. The facility is amazing, it's brand new.
What the simulation center consists of are mannequins, but these aren't just mannequins like you've seen before where you do CPR. Our mannequins talk to you. Our mannequins birth babies. Our mannequins cry. If you don't do what you need to do as a nurse to our mannequins, they will die. So what we do is actually simulate experiences in real life that you will see as a nurse, and you get to make mistakes without hurting people.
At any school you can learn the skills, but I feel like at Elmhurst, the faculty and staff are encouraging us to do more.
They're always passionate about what they do, and I think that's very important. One of my professors said, you don't just want to be a good nurse, you want to be the best nurse.
We do have many partners in the community at Elmhurst College, and basically we have to. We rely on our community partners to provide that clinical education piece. So while we are there with our students, side by side, teaching them, we couldn't do it if we didn't have the clinical partners. I think our faculty are our gems here. When you come to Elmhurst for nursing education, you will receive your education from clinical specialists. You can be good as a clinician, but that doesn't make you a good educator. We need excellent educators to be able to translate that theory into practice for our nursing student.
I got on the floor, and after a few weeks working with my clinical instructor and working with my classmates and collaborating, it really has provided me with a safe space to, talk to my instructor, talk to my other peers, and really work together to build my confidence and competency as a future nurse.
I feel like they are preparing me well, and I have no doubt that in a short year and a half that I'll be ready to go out into the world and be a nurse helping patients.
Our students are working everywhere. We have students working in schools, hospitals, and in community health settings. So our students are really everywhere. We don't just teach, we change lives.
I love when people ask me, okay, what can I do now that I'm here?
I'm in the honors program,
Being a part of Union Board,
Best Buddies, Student Government, Debate Club,
Relay for Life,
the Research Keystone program,
Greek Life,
Tri Beta,
Juggling Club,
Student Ambassadors.
Once you get here, there are plenty of things going on. Serving the community is such a huge part of being an Elmhurst College student.
Center for Professional Excellence has a whole department and team ready to help you get involved with community service.
I think one of my favorite ones would have to be when I joined Golden Crew. The organization itself focuses on pediatric cancer. We had like a whole scavenger hunt for them, and I dressed up as Batman and kind of helped lead them through the entire experience. And it was kind of really like a humbling thing.
Being able to plan homecoming the last 4 years, it was really honestly one of the best experiences I've had here.
I don't think I would have been this social or this confident if I wasn't part of the 10,000 things that I get the opportunity to be a part of every day.
The connections that you make on this campus, both in your academic classes as well as the different service organizations or just activities you get involved in, give you the opportunity to really get out there. Making those connections isn't something that's superficial. It's something that you get here as an experience. It's something that is going to carry on for the rest of your life.
Yeah, you're coming here to get a degree, but your 4 years in college aren't just defined by that. It's by all the things that you're involved in and the people that you meet, and the way that you meet those people is by getting involved.
Definitely being on the cross country and track team, that has been really great. The athletic community as a whole is really inclusive and inviting, and then having that team, it's really family oriented. We usually have 20 girls on the team, and we're all brought together by our love for running, and our coach is really instrumental in that. But you get to know each other so well through practices, and you're going through all these really hard workouts together. So you're putting everything you've got out there, and you're all supporting each other. You get to know each other on a really personal level that you might not otherwise just by meeting these girls in class. So you get to know about their families and their classes and their goals for the season, and you really support each other. The Division III athlete is kind of the perfect balance of student athlete too. You still get your sport, and it's highly competitive, and we compete just as much as the D1 athletes do, but then we are allowed to be students, and we can be involved in a lot of other things. I know a lot of the girls on my team and myself are involved in a lot of other clubs and organizations, and I feel like at a D1 school you kind of are limited. You can only be on your sports team and then study too for your classes. So you kind of get the best of both worlds with that.
Originally, it was a breath of fresh air. I'm alone. What am I gonna do? What could I possibly do? What's ahead for me? And once I got on campus, I just excelled. I utilized all my resources coming here. It was a program called Direct Connect, which was a minority program to get students situated with the campus 2 weeks before school started. So I actually lived on campus 2 weeks before. I went to seminars, which actually helped us get acquainted to the long campus hours. The teachers that were in the seminars were actually going to be our teachers that were on campus. So we have something here called the first year seminar, which not only is supposed to promote growth within the freshmen, but also serve as a guidance or a type of direction for their first time here. And they were ecstatic. They helped me, they gravitated towards me, and I actually use them as a stepping stone even now in senior year. Growing up, I did not have that type of support. In high school, you think you can stay after class, but what will other students think? I think once I got here, it was more so what do I want? Just having a drive, a motivation to go forth and actually reach out for help or ask for help.
The teachers are extremely approachable.
The one-on-one interaction has really helped me find that passion.
I learned that no goal is too big.
They want you to network and then take risks, because that's how it's going to be in your practical life.
They want us to succeed just as much as we do.
More of a learning experience, I think, outside of the classroom.
Various opportunities to really dive into different viewpoints.
Elmhurst fosters that environment of openness and everyone contributing to the greater good.
Elmhurst really challenges you to keep an open mind.
I went to Jamaica for 2 weeks. I came back with a whole new perspective.
They will make sure, no matter what your interests are, what your career path is, that there is going to be a resource on campus that is going to help you find that potential and then reach it.
Through research, I've been able to go to all these new places, and I've also been able to really broaden my perspective.
We go in the field as pre-service teachers sophomore year.
I've exceeded what I thought at 18 years old walking on this campus that I could do.
Coming back to Elmhurst at my age has allowed me to see that, yes, I have the potential to do other things.
And it's helping me grow to be a better leader.
I feel like I've been more prepared than I have ever been before in my life.
I don't want to be a blank slate. I want there to be lots of dimensions to me. I'm going to be able to do something that's going to matter in this world.
I want to be that voice for people that can't speak up for themselves.
Without this school, I don't think I would have gone after those motivations or those dreams.
The people around me and the resources the school has allowed me to reach my potential.
I'm definitely ready for the real world.
It's senior day at R.A. Faganell Hall, and we got a good one on hand this afternoon. The Elmhurst College Blue Jays taking on the Carthage College Lady Reds. And at halftime, Elmhurst trails 46-39. Let's take A peek here at our halftime stats. First for Elmhurst, Michaela Eppert has 9 points on 3 of 5 shooting, 1 rebound for her as well. She needs 9 rebounds today to make it 1,000 for her career with the Blue Jays. She's second on the all-time rebounding list in Elmhurst College history. Eppert did sit most of that first half, though, because she has 2 fouls. Going down the stat sheet, 9 points for Kayla Jones on 3 of 7 shooting. All of those are 3-pointers. Lisa Logan has 7 points and 4 rebounds. Courtney O'Donnell has 6 points, 3 of 5 from the floor, 2 boards as well. Madrid has 4 points. Jasmine Bailey has a tray. Marissa Urso has 1 point. On the other side for Carthage College, 13 points for Maddie Kalber. She leads the way with 6 of 10 shooting. Morgan Vukovic has 9 points, 4 rebounds. Autumn Kalis has 7 points on 2 of 3 shooting. Sammy Woodward and Morgan Harris both have 6 points. Gilbert has 3. Sidlowski has a deuce, and that rounds out the scoring for the Lady Reds. Sidlowski's the primary forward for the Lady Reds as well, and she sat out most of that first half, just like Eppert with 2 fouls. You can bet that both Tethny Carrillo and Tim Bernero are expecting to see more from those two in this second half. Elmhurst led this one by 7. Just a couple minutes in, they led 12-5, but since then the Lady Reds have been on a 41-27 run, and they lead by 7 here as we get set for the second half. I'm Jason Doro. The producer and director is Glenn Liljeberg. A big thank you goes out to him for making sure we get a bunch of replays in today and some great production value during these 2 afternoon contests. This game will be followed by the men's game between Carthage and Elmhurst. For now, half number 2 underway with the Lady Reds up by 7. Backdoor cut from Gilbert, and she's fouled on the block. They wave off the shot. Here's the look. Gilbert with a nice backdoor cut the last second. She's bumped down low by Jasmine Bailey, who picks up her first foul. Harris tosses it out to the top. This is Kalber, the leading scorer for the Lady Reds. Tries the 3 and misses, but here's an extra possession. Harris, far side, dribbles into the paint, guarded tightly by Jones, and she's still able to throw it off the glass and in. A 9-point lead now for the Lady Reds. That's their biggest lead of the afternoon. Wyrick, left-handed dribble, fires it near side. Bailey left open for 3. Misses the shot, rebounded by Sidlowski. Harris plays point. Near side Gilbert, off of Sidlowski's screen. Sammy Woodward. She had 6 points in the first half. She turns it over. Bailey going one-on-one against Kalber, rejected at the rim. The ball stays with Elmhurst, but a great block by Maddie Kalber, tracking back and sending that one away. Jones will trigger underneath the Blue Jay bucket. Into Eppert, and she's immediately fouled by Woodward. Here's the replay. Woodward chopping down on the arms of Michaela Eppert. Eppert lines it up and rolls the first one in. She shoots 73% at the free throw line, averaging a double-double this year with 18 points and almost 11 rebounds. She was an All-American last year for this Blue Jay squad, and she hits that free throw as well. 11 points for the senior from Edgewood, Colorado. Just 1 rebound for her. A quiet first half as she spent most of it on the bench with 2 fouls. The layup missed by Sidlowski. Another offensive rebound for Carthage. The ball didn't hit the rim, so the clock shot has not reset here. Kalber, drive on the baseline, got some space, shoots it up and in. She's got a very quick first step. and is great off the dribble. Here's Eppert, too strong off the backboard. Carthage continues to throw double teams at Eppert. Now Calvert lines up a tray and hits. And that forces Tethny Carrillo to call timeout. Maddie Kalber is the one catching fire in half number 2. 18 points now for the senior guard out of Arlington Heights. And the Lady Reds lead by a dozen. Kalber today is 8 of 13 from the floor, 2 of 5 from deep. She's got a rebound and assist as well. Last year she was 4th in the CCIW with a 3-point field goal shooting percentage of 36. She made 2 threes per game last year as well. She's not scared to chuck it up. She's averaging 16 points per game this year and had 28 the last time the Lady Reds and Blue Jays met. That was a victory for Carthage, 71-67 in overtime on January 13th. Today, Elmhurst looks to turn the tide. Down by a dozen, the Blue Jays resume play. Bailey up top. And that entry passes to no one. Eppert shot up to the high post, and Jones dumped it down to the block. Carthage looks to keep the run going. Wyrick has now started face guarding Kalber, denying her the basketball on the near side. This is Morgan Harris. 3 on the way. A little too strong. Rebound by Lisa Logan. Logan had a strong first half with 7 points. She tries the turnaround, no good. Offensive rebound, Eppert, who puts it back up and in. The putback from the senior gives her 13 points. Harris inside, misses the layup, rebound by Logan. Logan trying to spearhead the Elmhurst comeback. The Blue Jays have shot 44% today, and after starting the game 3 of 3 from deep, they've gone 2 of 14 on their 3s since then. And again, they turn it over. The Blue Jays have turned it over 6 times in this game to Carthage's 5. Last time these two teams met, Elmhurst dominated the boards, winning the rebounding margin 48-33. Today, the Lady Reds hold the edge 20-16 on the boards. Harris hits the deck in the lane, stripped by her defender. Again, it's Lisa Logan. Great on the defensive end. Eppert inside, left-handed bank shot is good. 15 points for the senior. Tethny Carrillo must have been dying to see that in the first half. Now Eppert with the steal. Numbers for Elmhurst, a 3-on-2. Eppert up at the right, offensive board for Jones. She throws it high and it hits the pole, holding the hoop, which will be out of bounds. A little bit too much mustard from Jones there. One of the 4 seniors being honored here on Senior Day at R.A. Faganell Hall. Jones, Henderson, Bailey, and Eppert. On the block, it's Sidlowski with a little shimmy and then a score. She has just 4 points. Carthage leads by 10. They've led by as much as 12. Cross-court pass for Jones. She's open for 3. Karam's off. The rebound to Kalis. Kalis looking to push. Waits, takes it back out into Sidlowski, who backs down her defender, and it's ripped away by Jones. A smart play by the senior, grabbing the basketball. Now she'll try a 3. as Karam's off as well. Jones is 3 of 10 from the field. Another turnover. Jones to the bucket. And the and one. Jones gets her chance inside, and she makes it count, getting the bucket and the foul there. Sidlowski picks up her third, and she will be replaced by Morgan Vukovic here. Georgia Garvey has entered for Elmhurst. And Tethny Carrillo must really want to talk with her Blue Jays because she has vacated the spots outside the paint for Jones's free throw. Carrillo coaching up her team, down by 7. Jones has 12 points after connecting on that shot at the stripe. Three-pointer on the way for Woodward. Clangs off. Eppard the board. Up to Bailey. Jabs and backs it out. Eppard on the block. Misses the bunny. Good defense from Vukovic to keep her in front. Far side Gilbert. She wants a tray. No good, and Jones brings down the rebound. Jones will push up to Bailey, who's cut off on the baseline. Into Eppard. Flings it out far side. Jones's three is good. Jones trying to ignite the Elmhurst offense. She's got 15 points now. The Blue Jays have drawn within 4, forcing Tim Bernero to call timeout. 3.5 minutes remain in period number 3. And once again, we got a game. Not long ago, Carthage led by a dozen. And now Tethny Carrillo's squad, as you take a look at the bench, her squad is drawn within 4. Carrillo is in her 11th season with the Blue Jays. Last year, Elmhurst got the most CCIW wins they've had since 1991. The most overall victories the team has secured since 1986. 4 straight CCIW tournament appearances for Elmhurst. And it looks like that streak should continue this year with the Blue Jays sitting at 8-5 in conference play. They are just 1 spot back of their opponent today, the Carthage College Lady Reds, who are 8-4 in conference play. They're 3rd in the CCIW standings, which we'll take a peek at right now. Illinois Wesleyan is in first at 11-1, followed by Wheaton at 11-2. Carthage and Elmhurst are 3rd and 4th. Augustana sits in 5th at 6-7. Elmhurst and Carroll are tied up in 6th at 4-8 each. North Central is in 8th at 3-10. Milliken rounds it out at 1-11. Play back underway here. 10 seconds for the Lady Reds to shoot. Vukovic picks it up in the paint. Nowhere to go with it, and she walked. She switched her pivot foot on the free throw line. Here it is. You see her pick up the right foot. Just a blatant travel. 10 turnovers committed by Carthage now in this ball game. Elmhurst has started playing much cleaner basketball. That feed to Eppard falls off her hands and out of bounds. Kayla Jones getting coached up from the bench on how to get the basketball into Eppard. 15 points for Jones, 15 for Eppard. Maddie Kalber is the game's leading scorer with 18. Harris on the baseline. They dish it outside. This is Kalis, who throws it off the glass and in. Kalis has 9 on 3 of 4 shooting. Garvey, right-handed dribble, Flings it out. Pass inside for Eppert, who's doubled and draws the foul. Plenty of energy today out of the Blue Jay bench. It's a great pass by Wyrick. A little spin on the pass to get it into her senior center. Eppert at the stripe. The first one's pure. She is 6 of 6 at the free throw line today. 16 points for the forward out of Edgewood, Colorado. Good on free throw number 2 as well. A 4-point ball game. Carthage has it led the entire second half. They led by 7 at halftime, 46-39. Kalber. Difficult shot from in the lane. Rebounded by Vukovic. Out to Harris, a little head fake. Right back to Vukovic, who will throw up the 12-footer and connect. Great rotation and great form on the jump shot from the baseline by Vukovic, who has played well with Rachel Sidlowski on the bench. 11 points for Vukovic on 4 of 5 shooting, and she's got 5 rebounds as well. And now a whistle against the Lady Reds. Here's Georgia Garvey. They know she's a lefty, and it doesn't matter because Kalis didn't move her feet in time to get in front of Garvey. 4 fouls against Carthage, so Elmhurst will be in the bonus the rest of the way in this period. Garvey hits the little bunny from 6 feet. That's her first points of the day, 2 points for her. Elmhurst leads by 4. Excuse me, Carthage leads by 4. Elmhurst down by 4. This is Harris driving right, and there's a whistle on the screen. Vukovic sets the screen here, and Wyrick tried to cut off the ball handler and instead clipped her, picking up the foul. 3 fouls against Wyrick, 2 against Elmhurst in the period. Entry pass to Kalber, she loses it. Here come the Blue Jays, 4 on 2 for them, but eventually Carthage tracks back here. Wyrick's left open for 3. The shot a little bit strong, rebounded by Vukovic, who has 6 boards now in this contest. Harris into the lane, and she bounces it right back out. The third quarter winding away here. Kalber will try a tray. Back rim, tap to Eppert by Lisa Logan. Eppert has 3 rebounds. She's 6 away from 1,000 for her career. And now a whistle in the half court. Vukovic picks up the foul. It's her second of the afternoon. And Elmhurst is now in the bonus. And although the Blue Jays trail by 4, I don't think Tethny Carrillo can be too upset with where they are right now, as Eppert connects on the first free throw. The Blue Jays played without Michaela Eppert for a majority of the first half. Yet she has 18 points now. She is perfect from the stripe, 8 of 8 at the free throw line. Make it 9 of 9 after hitting that. And now they trail by just 2. When they haven't had their star for the most of this game, and they're playing a stellar Carthage team who is just ahead of them in the CCIW standings. Tim Bernero coaches up Maddie Kalber here as the final seconds in the third quarter tick away. Just a second between shot clock and game clock. Kalber with the spin, up with the right, too short. Elmhurst trying to get a shot off here, and 70 feet from the hoop, they won't even put it up. But some great fight from the Blue Jays down the stretch in quarter number 3. And we break with Elmhurst down by just a deuce. The score 59-57. Carthage leads Elmhurst as we head to quarter number 4. Thanks for joining us here on Blue Jay TV. Let's hit the stats as we prepare for the final period of play. Carthage has shot 52% from the floor in this one, 33% from deep, while Elmhurst is shooting 43% on their field goal attempts, 28% from deep. They started this game 3 of 3 on their three-point attempts. They're 3 of 18 since, which is not exactly what you're looking for. A small edge for the Lady Reds in the rebounding department, 25-21. The largest lead of this game was a dozen. Carthage led 53-41. Elmhurst has been on a very solid run since then, though. A 16-6 run to draw within a deuce. And for the most part, this stat sheet is pretty even when you look at the team statistical categories. It's been an evenly played game, just like they had in their first matchup this year back on January 13th. Leading scorer for the Lady Reds is Maddie Kalber with 18 points on 8 of 16 shooting. Elmhurst knew she'd be the primary offensive threat for Carthage in this one, having scored 28 points in 42 minutes in the first game these two teams played this season. Kalber is almost a hometown product for Carthage up in Kenosha, Wisconsin. She went to Pleasant Prairie, or she's from Pleasant Prairie rather, went to Indian Trail High School. She's the Kenosha County all-time leading scorer for high schools within the county. And we have just a slight delay here before we begin the final period. Kalber is followed by Morgan Vukovic with 11 points for the Lady Reds. On the other side, just 2 Blue Jays are in double figures. Eppard with 19, Jones with 15. Eppard fakes the 3. Now Logan. Jones off a screen to the left, pulls up from 14, rattles around and out, and then drops out of bounds after Wyrick batted it out of the hands of Rachel Sidlowski. Sidlowski started for Carthage and, like Eppard, picked up 2 fouls early in this ball game and had to sit a majority of the first half. But Morgan Vukovic has just about matched her play off the bench, if not bettered it. Kalber, a crafty ball handler with a very quick first step. This is Morgan Harris. Averages almost 10 rebounds per game and more than 8 points. Entry pass for Sidlowski, who misses the shot from close range. It didn't hit the rim, so it's a shot clock violation, and the ball goes back to the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays on a 16-6 run. Wyrick out to Logan. Slashes into the lane and finishes with the scoop shot. And we're all tied up in quarter number 4. Kalber sees some space, spins out and kicks it to Harris. Now it's floated in for Sidlowski. Left-handed hook, a little short, rebounded by Eppard, and now tied up underneath the 10. It's a jump ball, and the arrow points to Carthage. Great job by the Lady Reds to get in there and tie up Michaela Eppard after the board. Eppard now has 5 rebounds. She's 4 away from 1,000 for her career. Kalber will try a long 3 off back rim and out of bounds. And that has to be nearing the edge of Maddie Kalber's range. A 25, maybe 27 footer from the right wing. She has 18 points on 8 of 17 shooting. Wyrick patiently bounces it at the point. Now Garvey tries to feed Eppard, but it's stolen away. Harris with the steal. In for Sidlowski. Spins and scores. She likes to turn to the left and then hook it up. Lady Reds up by a deuce. Wyrick inside. Darts between two defenders and draws the foul. Here's another look, working off a screen from Eppard. Definitely some bigger bodies in the face of Wyrick, but she does not care. The foul is on Bailey Gilbert. She picks up her second. It's the first team foul on Carthage in the period. Wyrick at the stripe, where she shoots 71% on the season, and she hits number 1. Wyrick scores just above 4 points per game. She's not a prolific scorer, but she dishes it out well, has great vision from the point, and doesn't turn it over a whole lot. Free throw number 2 bangs off. Harris brings it up for the Lady Reds. Guarded by Garvey on the baseline. Gets underneath the basket, then fires it out for her teammate Gilbert, who misses the layup. Up to Logan. The Blue Jays swing it around. Cross-court pass for Jones, open in the corner for 3. A little bit strong, batted around underneath, slips out of the hands of Garvey. Everyone's on the deck, and it looks like this is a jump ball. The arrow should point to Elmhurst. A surprisingly high number of jump balls in this game. The officials have gone to the arrow often. Here's Garvey off the inbounds pass, misses the 10-footer. Offensive rebound, though, for Eppard. Logan inside, blocked at the rim. Kalber playing great on both ends. Here's the secondary defense from the sophomore. Jones to trigger. Out to Wyrick. Now Logan, who picks it up. Elmhurst led early. Right now down by 1. The 3 from Wyrick too strong. Kalis grabs it and brings it up. Kalber inside. Now outside for Harris. A high arcing 3 clangs off. Jones trying to go coast to coast. Misses that one from a tough angle. A 3-on-3 the other way. Gilbert gets it back in the corner after rifling it out to Kalis. Gilbert with a crossover. Now to Sidlowski on the block, who backs down her defender, and she walked. Again, she went to the dribble and then drop step to the left. But that time she didn't have enough steps to do the move. Tethny Carrillo calls timeout here. Just under 6 minutes to play, and of course this is the time where Carrillo wants to meet with her Blue Jays to talk over the final stretch. There's a look at Tim Bernero coaching up the Lady Reds. Bernero entered the season ranked 5th on the all-time CCIW wins list. He's also 5th in the CCIW in winning percentage among coaches who have coached at least 10 years in the conference. He's averaged more than 18 wins per season over the last 7 years, and he's 8-5 in the NCAA tournament. Some of his teams in Kenosha have had very prolific offenses. They led the nation in field goal percentage in 2010 and 2012. This season, definitely not matching that mark, scoring about 70 points per game and shooting just over 40% from the floor, which is still a good mark. This is a team that does not force it up from the outside. They want to get it inside. And you look at a player like Maddie Kalber, who can really score from anywhere and who makes her teammates a whole lot better. We get set to resume play here in the fourth quarter. Elmhurst down by 1 against Carthage College, and a matchup of the 3rd and 4th place teams in the CCIW. Jones, who has 15 points today. Wyrick inside with her offhand and scores. She's a lefty, but she had great touch with the right there to give Elmhurst the lead. Galber scans for space, zips it off for Vukovic, who has space. A spin in the paint, kicks it out. Galber, who chucks up a 3 and hits. Galber has 21 points. She is 3 of 8 from deep, 9 of 18 from the field. Overall, a great clip. Garvey tosses it near side. Garvey gets it back. Her 3 rejected. Another block for Galber. She's got 2 today. 8 seconds remain on the shot clock. Elmhurst will have to inbound, from a tight spot in the corner. One of the tougher spots on the floor that you can have to inbound from. They get it into Logan. Eppard shoots a 3 off to the right. Harris the rebound, and she pushes the other way. She shoveled it off to Kalis, who hits the tray. Kalis has 12 points. And that basket doesn't happen without Harris starting the offense. Offensive rebound for Logan after Garvey's missed 3. Eppard puts it on the deck, loses it out of bounds, but it's off a Lady Red. Garvey will head off to the bench, replaced by Jasmine Bailey, one of the 4 seniors honored here on Senior Day. We have not seen Hannah Henderson. Has not suited up for today's contest. Another absence that could be hurting the Blue Jays this afternoon. Logan looking inside. Of course, the big absence that Elmhurst had to deal with was Eppard being on the bench in the first half with 2 fouls. Wyrick the 3, rattles around and it goes. Elmhurst using all 30 seconds there to get the look they wanted. And they make it count. Now Bailey with the strip in the backcourt. A lot of energy being shown by the Blue Jay bench. Trailing by a deuce. Logan to the baseline. No space there, has to kick it out for Bailey. Bailey has had a quiet afternoon with just 3 points. 4 for the Blue Jays to shoot. Jones spins inside, misses the bunny, and there's a whistle on the rebound, which in all likelihood is against Michaela Eppard. Yep, she picks up her 3rd of the afternoon. It's the first team foul on the Blue Jays in the quarter. Just 1 foul to each side. Neither team close to being in the bonus with less than 3 minutes to play. Harris with the crossover. Bounces it off for Vukovic. Goes up with the right, misses, gets her own rebound, goes back up and draws the foul. Great hustle by Vukovic. The senior center at the stripe now. She has 11 points on the afternoon. She shoots 80% at the free throw line, and she's made those shots count today. She's now 4 of 5 at the stripe. Has 7 rebounds to go with her 12 points. Free throw number 2 is a swish. A 4-point edge for the Carthage College Lady Reds. What does Tefney Carrillo's squad have left in the tank for the final couple minutes? Jones off to Eppard. 10 to shoot for the Blue Jays. Logan works off an Eppard screen. Her scoop shot drops. It almost hit the shot clock above the backboard, and it still went. A 2-point game. Harris spins. Now Vukovic, a 10-footer. Karam's off, rebounded by Eppard. She's now just 2 boards away from 1,000 for her career. Elmhurst can tie or take the lead. Jones, an 18-footer, nothing but net. We're tied at 69. Jones has 17 points, 6 of 17 from the floor. She has not hesitated to fire today. And this is the most noise we've heard out of the crowd at R.A. Faganell Hall today. Harris in the paint, has to fire it out. Gets it back with 8 to shoot. The ball tapped around now to Vukovic. Her 7-footer slips in. Timeout, Tim Bernero and Carthage College as the Lady Reds take a 2-point lead. Vukovic has 15 points now. She's the unsung hero of this contest. Came in averaging just 3 points and less than 2 rebounds per game. And with Rachel Sidlowski on the bench, she has showed out for Carthage. Here's Tefney Carrillo and the Blue Jays talking over their strategy for the final 65 seconds here. Carthage has led by as much as a dozen. They were up 53-41. But this fourth quarter has been tight the whole way. Wyrick lets it roll across the timeline. The Elmhurst point guard dribbles to the baseline. Out for Bailey, straightaway 3, deflected, grabbed by Eppard, tries to go back up and draws the foul. Vukovic voicing her frustration with the call. Good job by Eppard to snare that loose ball and obtain the Blue Jays another chance at a bucket. Eppard is 9 of 9 at the free throw line. Shoots 73% at the stripe on the year. And her first free throw is a little too strong. The senior forward out of Edgewood, Colorado has 19 points, 8 rebounds. She averages a double-double with 18 points and almost 11 rebounds, and she makes the second one count. 1-point game. And this crowd will make their presence felt again. Carthage just dying to get it to Kalber. He's face guarded by Wyrick on the far side. Here's Vukovic, 10-footer, yes. Vukovic has 17. Elmhurst down by 3. Jones dribbles to her left and gives to Eppard. Still time here for the Blue Jays. They don't have to force it up. Into Eppard, her layup drops. 18 seconds to go. Elmhurst needs to apply some pressure here, and Harris is fouled in the backcourt. Heads up play by Lisa Logan to issue that foul before more time ticked away, because Carthage is still not in the bonus. 3 fouls against Elmhurst now in this quarter. They have to give 2 more before the Lady Reds will shoot free throws. And as Marissa Urso jogs over to the scorer's table, Tim Bernero calls timeout. So let's talk strategy. 14 seconds to play. Carthage inbounding 94 feet from the bucket, leading by 1. If you're Tethny Carrillo here and the Elmhurst College Blue Jays, you're definitely thinking first objective is trying to get the steal off the inbound. If you can do that, you're set. You got a dozen seconds to score and take the lead. If you don't get that steal on the inbounds, you have to foul. You have to foul right away. So then you get another shot. You get another shot at trying to steal the inbounds pass because you have a foul to give before Carthage is in the bonus. But you have to give that foul right away with just 14 seconds to play and give your offense every chance, every second that they need to try to put the ball in the hole. And there is Carrillo. 11 seasons she's led these Elmhurst College Blue Jays, looking to move to 9-5 in CCIW play and jump out in front of the Carthage College Lady Reds in the CCIW standings. So the ball is advanced on the timeout by Bernero. They heave it into the backcourt. Logan has to give the foul. She's hustling and finally gets the jersey of Harris. 11 seconds left now. 3.5 seconds ticked off there. Now the Lady Reds will inbound way in the backcourt. The strategy shouldn't change a whole lot here. Logan leaves. That was her 4th personal foul. So she can't give a foul here, or she'll be out of the game. She heads right back to the scorer's table as Carthage inbounds, and they do whistle it right away. Bernero believes that Elmhurst, it was Kayla Jones on the near side, didn't get enough of Harris to merit a foul there. Jasmine Bailey is up off the bench too now for Elmhurst. Tethny Carrillo playing offense, defense here. Harris at the stripe to shoot 2. She makes 73% of her free throws, and she connects on the first. A 2-point edge now for the Lady Reds as Bailey and Logan re-enter. All of the best shooters are in now for Elmhurst. Logan, Jones, Bailey, the shooters they'll try to get it to here. Free throw number 2 is a swish. And Carrillo will call a timeout to advance the basketball. Carthage leads by 3. 10 seconds left, and let's dial up the strategy game again. Unless you get a 2-pointer in the blink of an eye, we're talking an entry pass right underneath the bucket, and probably Michaela Eppard lays it in. Unless you can get that, you're thinking 3-pointer here. 10 seconds left, especially with some of the issues that the Blue Jays have had in giving a foul right away. On the last 2 inbounds that Carthage had, they were able to milk a little bit of clock. And at this point, Elmhurst simply cannot afford that. So the strategy here is definitely to draw up a 3 and take that 3 unless Carthage gives you a deuce right off the inbound. The Lady Reds 15-6 on the year, 8-4 in conference play. Elmhurst is 12-10, 8-5 in CCIW play. Carthage led by as much as a dozen in this one. Maddie Kelber has paced them with 21, followed by Morgan Vukovic's 17. On the other side, Michaela Eppard has had 22 points and 8 rebounds. She's 1 away from 1,000 boards for her career. Kayla Jones has been great shooting the basketball. 17 points for the senior from Maple Grove, Minnesota. Elmhurst inbounds from the 28-foot mark in front of their own bench. They get it into Wyrick, who's pressured by Kelber. Not much space to operate. Off to Jones. She'll take a long 3 straight away. Clangs off. Harris rebounds, and she's fouled with 1 second to play. And a sigh of relief for the visiting Carthage College Lady Reds. Not a half bad look for Kayla Jones. It was a 25 or 26 footer, a rather long 3, but she had the space and made the right decision to put it up. Harris at the line, first free throw is good. And that should all but ice it. Harris is into double figures. She has 11 points, now 12. And she jogs back on defense with this game in the books. One more heave for the Blue Jays on senior day, and that is it. The final score, Carthage College 77, Elmhurst College 72. The Lady Reds moved to 16-6 on the year and 9-4 in conference play, while the Blue Jays dropped to 12-11 overall, 8-6 in CCIW action. A quick peek at the stats before we wrap everything up. The seniors, Michaela Eppert and Kayla Jones, paced the Blue Jays today. Eppert had 22 points and 8 rebounds. Her next board will be her 1,000th of her career. Thanks again for joining us here on Blue Jay TV. We'll be right back in just about a half hour for game number 2 of the doubleheader as the Carthage and Elmhurst men's teams square off here at R.A. Faganell Hall. Big thank you to our producer, Glenn Liljeberg, as we wrap here in game number 1. Again, our final score, the Carthage College Lady Reds 77, the Elmhurst College Blue Jays 72.